Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charleston, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. I think one of the most interesting conversations or debates to have right now in the NBA is, who is the best player in the world? I believe if you asked, the average NBA fan walking down the street, you say, who's the best player, right? If you just poll, let's say 100 people, I think the names that you're going to hear the most are usually going to be Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Stephen Curry, maybe LeBron James, and then Joel Embiid. And obviously, some people can say Nikola Jokic and others, right? People can say a bunch of different things, but usually those are the names. Those are the usual suspects. But when it comes down to the most dominant player, I think that's an entirely different question. If you're asking me on a personal level, who I think is the most dominant player in the NBA today, I think that person is Giannis Antetokounmpo, in my personal opinion. Just if you look at the ferocity which he plays at, and if you listen to Shaquille O'Neal, who was definitely the most dominant player in his era and probably the most dominant NBA force of all time, he said, "Listen, this guy's the next coming. He's the next Superman." Shaq used to make a really big deal about that. But yesterday, anyway, I was listening to a back and forth or a debate on NBA on TNT between Charles Barkley, Kenny Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal, and they were talking about who's the MVP and who's the best player. And during during their conversation, Charles Barkley said something that I found to be quite interesting. So before we go too far, I want you guys to take a listen to the exchange between the fellas on the show, and then we're going to come back and really unpack this thing here. So take a listen to what these guys were discussing.
Who's 1, 2, 3 in your book, Kenny, for MVP?
I would say Giannis is one.
Oh, my God.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Chuckster, why not?
Wait.
Because he's not.
Yeah, he's right. Go ahead, Chuck.
Relax.
No, I know relax. You answer the question right.
Joel Embiid is one.
Thank you.
Giannis is two.
Okay.
And I would say 3 is up for grabs between,
Please.
DeMar DeRozan is at 3.
Well,
What about Joker?
Joker was at 4 to me.
Well,
DeMar DeRozan, having him at the number 1 seed and 38 and 21. Zach LaVine hasn't been there the whole time. He has put himself in the conversation as the best basketball player in the world.
Joel Embiid is the front runner.
They're number 1, 38 and 21.
Yes, because of the team. Stop it.
Can I finish my point?
Yeah, go ahead.
Stop it.
So Joel Embiid is 1. He's got a slight lead over DeMar DeRozan, in my opinion. And then
At 2.
2.
Yeah, but you don't even have him in the top 3, DeMar.
No. You just said the best player in the world.
He's having a great season.
You just said the best player in the
Well,
world.
isn't that the
It's not the best player. The MVP.
He said it.
Most valuable.
Don't yell at me.
What is
Yell at
he?
him if I knock you out.
No,
He said
most
it.
valuable
I actually agree with him.
No, he's not the best
most
player in the
He's
world.
playing
No.
great.
He is playing great.
That's what the
He's playing
award
great.
is.
He's playing great, but
The
he's not
award
the best.
is-
Listen, he's playing great. He's not the best player in the world.
It ain't the
Most
MVP.
That's what he just said. I'm just repeating what he said.
It's not the best player. It's
listen.
who's having the best
I
season.
understand that, but he said
The most valuable player in the 21-22 season, not for the world, but forever.
Well, what's your
Right
damn
now,
words then? Because that's what you said. You said
so
the best
DeMar
player in the world.
DeRozan is one of the top 3 players in the world
Thank
right
you.
now.
Thank you. Well, say that, but you said
He's
the
a
best. You said the best, not one of the best. You said the best. And
No,
I
he's
said
third.
stop
Like I
it.
say.
Okay.
Well,
thank
where's
you.
Giannis for you? Third?
Third.
Why is that?
Because Embiid and DeRozan they're doing more with less.
And then, now, hold on.
Oh yeah, I put him third. That's not. I'm not putting him in last place.
Okay,
you gave me 3 choices. Embiid's been the best player in the NBA this season. DeMar DeRozan has been the second best, and Giannis has been right there.
First of all, let me say this. I think this thing is very, 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 very close. If we're talking about Joel Embiid and Giannis Antetokounmpo, that's really the focus of this video here. The fact of the matter is this. Joel Embiid has been a total monster this entire season. Just last night, he had a head-to-head matchup against Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I think Joel Embiid dropped another 40-piece. I mean, if you think about just how good this guy is, it's really unbelievable. And if you look at his stats this season, I want you guys to listen to Joel Embiid's stats for a moment because we're talking about a center here. This guy is scoring 29.6 points per game, which is excellent. He's getting you 11.2 rebounds, 4.5 assists as a center. Listen to his efficiency numbers. He's shooting 49.5% from the field, virtually 50% from the field. He's shooting 37% from the 3. Are you freaking kidding me? This is your center, your 5 that is shooting 37% from the 3. He's shooting 81% from the free throw line. So if you put him at the free throw line, he's most likely going to make 8 out of every 10 free throws attempts that he takes. Now, if you look at Giannis Antetokounmpo, you look at his stats, Giannis is averaging 29.4. They're averaging virtually the same amount of points, but yeah, obviously Joel Embiid is averaging slightly higher. Giannis is averaging 11.2, and I think Joel Embiid is averaging 11.2. But where Giannis is actually better is his assists. Giannis is averaging 6 assists per game. If we look at Giannis Antetokounmpo's overall field goal percentage, he's shooting about 55% from the field, which is excellent. He's shooting 72% from the free throw line, and for him, that's a major improvement. He's up 4 percentage points from last season, which I think is fantastic. But I want to make a clear distinction here before we even go further, because I know some people who watch NBA videos tend to be a little bit emotional. We see it, and that's fine, because that's sports. Sports brings the emotions out of all of us, right? I totally, I totally understand, and I totally get that, and that's fine. I don't think Charles Barkley is saying, I just want to make this distinction quickly. I don't think he's saying Joel Embiid is a better player like all time, and I don't think that's what he's saying at all. He should be ranked higher than Giannis. I don't believe that's what he's saying whatsoever. I think Charles Barkley is taking a macro standpoint, a viewpoint from this vantage point for this topic here. I think he's talking about just this season. And if you're looking at just this season, I think he's saying that Joel Embiid has had the most impressive season when you factor in all of the variables. Why is that? He said because he's had, Giannis has had more help, right? If you look at Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons hasn't played a single game this season for the Philadelphia 76ers. And Ben Simmons is supposed to be his running mate. Even last night in last night's game between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Philadelphia 76ers, Chris Middleton was there. Drew Holiday was there. So I think Serge Ibaka was there, their new acquisition. So these guys were pretty much at full strength. You look at the fact that Joel Embiid currently has the Philadelphia 76ers as the 3rd seed in the Western Conference. Factoring all of those things that I just mentioned, then you got to give him the nod. Because for as good as Giannis has been, the Milwaukee Bucks are the 5th seed. Now, are we going to judge the Milwaukee Bucks by them being the 5th seed? No, because that really doesn't matter. Because going into the playoffs, that's going to be a different thing. And I think all of us pretty much feel that the Milwaukee Bucks are going to be one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference right now. Of course, they're going to be up there with the Miami Heat. Obviously, yeah, they're going to be up there with the Miami Heat, the Chicago Bulls, the Philadelphia 76ers, and we're going to see what the Brooklyn Nets are going to do. But obviously, the Milwaukee Bucks are going to be there. Now, their numbers and overall impact seem to be the same, give or take. But I think right now, Joel Embiid is having the more impressive season. I think Charles Barkley has a point. I don't think he's saying he's a better player, although he said he's the best in the world right now. And I think his right now, I think he's talking about this season. That's what I think he means. So what I want to know from you guys, what do you think about the points that Charles Barkley made? And do you agree with him? Do you think that Joel Embiid is the best player in the world right now? Or do you feel otherwise? Do you think it's Giannis? Or do you think it's somebody else? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, it's just Charles here from Dreamerspro, wishing you guys an amazing day, and catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.